Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Midnight Ride with Gray Man Prepping. This is Gil, and I will be your host tonight. And here I am. And since it's Halloween, I thought I'd brew up a little batch of fun drink. Anyways, how's everybody doing out there? Let me go up here to the comments and say hi to everybody. All right, first one in was Howie, Food Forest Permaculture, followed by Phelan Clan Wolf, then Idaho Garden Girl. And everybody's talking back and forth. Phelan's going to be lurking while he's at work. Sandy's in the house. Hey, Sandy. Glenn, how to garden? How you doing? And I'm caught up, and we got 6 people watching and 8 thumbs ups. And Shawnee just came in. Hey, how's it going? All righty. Well, it has been a very interesting day for me. I've been out working in the shop trying to get it ready to insulate it, and ran into some problems the other day, yesterday, and did a little video on that about the electrical, and I started looking at some other stuff, and it kept getting worse and worse. And finally I said, screw it. And I rewired one of the strings of lights in the main shop and tore out all the other wires to the lights in the main part of the shop. And I'm rewiring it from it's going to be so much easier because you don't need 12 gauge wire for a couple of LED shop work lights, which take 15 watts each. 14 gauge works just fine, and it'll handle 15 amps, which is 1800 watts. So I'm only putting 100 watts or so on it, and that's it. Yeah, I think it is a Thursday thing. Projects to Paul, hey, how's it going? So anyways, I got a lot of wiring done. I'm going to get a lot more wiring done tomorrow. Saturday, Home Depot's delivering 90 sheets of 7/16 OSB. Hopefully the guy has a forklift that'll those ones that hook on the back of the truck will be low enough when he picks it up off the ground, 6 inches, he can actually drive into the shop and set it back inside the shop where I don't have to move it by hand, to keep it all nice and safe. At least if he can get up there, and if he has one of those ones that has the scissors expander, so he picks it up and it goes, and he pushes it out farther than where he's sitting at. That'll work too, because then I can put some blocks under it and then use my pallet jack and move it around inside. Ooh, Howie got a massive chop and drop today. Ooh. Yeah, and just the wiring is just so. I'm trying not to swear. Bass backwards, as my mom used to say. And so that video is over on my other channel, Camp Pat Family Compound. But, man. Yeah. All righty. So, let me get this other screen out of the way since we're not doing anything else with that. And get the, I'll save that for later. And I'll get this back up here. Boom. There we go. All right, so I'm going to start off with some interesting stuff from California with a great nuisance, and so as well as some other stuff going on there as well. In some of these headlines, you're going to be wondering, what the heck are they thinking of the laws they're passing in California making it so hard on businesses? But the first one has nothing to do with that. Has to do with the weather. And this one came out 3 days ago on the 16th. It's how strong El Nino winter could affect California utility bills. Guys, I have a feeling this is a camouflage thing. So I went to open it up, and I'm opening it up now here to look at it, and it says, come on, open up. Now, they're expecting a real strong El Nino winter this year, which means it should be warmer and wetter. Amid recent pains at the gas pump for Californians, There is some good news on another fuel front. California residents who heat their homes with natural gas can expect to pay less this winter than last, according to a new winter fuels forecast released Wednesday by the state government. Yeah, they jacked the price up dramatically last year, trying to get everybody to cut back on gas use and start using electricity, which they're charging an arm and a leg and some other private part for. And it says natural gas prices are about 40% lower at this time last year. The U.S. Energy Information Administration said in its report the electricity and propane prices are expected to remain stable. If it's 40% less, and they're trying to use a lot of natural gas to generate electricity, which is why they're trying to get everybody not using natural gas in their homes and go to all electric, then the cost to produce that electricity should be lower, but expect prices to remain stable. This is not a win, folks. 40% less lower prices than last year wholesale, and they're not lowering at retail. Somebody's getting screwed over. That's everybody in California. However, but people who use heating oil, such as in the Northeast, where it's used extensively, are expected to pay more. They're not saying how much heating oil went up. And, but yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, here's the word clincher on it. 15.4 million households in California burn natural gas as a primary source of heating, can expect to pay an average total of $601 to heat their homes this winter. How many months of that are accounting for that winter? They're not saying. That's down 21% from last winter. However, because every gas furnace runs on electricity to run the blowers, run the ignite, run everything else on it, and their electricity prices are expected to remain stable, which means higher than a kite. Yeah, and the prices have gone up a bunch since last winter for electricity, but they're going to remain stable where they're at. They're not going to go up anymore, which means they're still being robbed. So anyway, so that's the heating news from California, doing their double speak and not talking truth about everything. All right, so let me close that out and go back to the next one here. All right, this is one that the story is aimed at California, but it includes nationwide. Rite Aid, Rite Aid Pharmacy. Rite Aid to close underperforming stores. What it means to California. All right, came out on the 16th. On the 18th, another story on the same thing came out. Rite Aid to close 31 stores due to bankruptcy. That's in California. 31 stores in California. Not telling how many stores elsewhere they're going to be closing. So if you get all your pharmaceuticals at Rite Aid, check your local Rite Aid to see if it's still going to be open or where it's one of the ones that's closing down. Hey, CR, how's it going? All righty. So let me go. Yeah, so that's, it's so 31 in California. Of course, California has, so many people. How could a store be underperforming there? Gee, people can't spend the money to get what they need because they're being dinged for everything else there in California. All right, let me mark that. All right, so now let's look at the next thing here. Now I'm not sure how this affects the rest of the country, but this is an interesting headline. It says, IRS gives tax reprieve to nearly all Californians. At the last minute, the Internal Revenue froze. The Internal Revenue Service on Monday postponed its 2016 deadline to file 2022 tax returns and pay taxes. That's not a reprieve to all Californians. What a load of crap. Most Californians have already paid their 2022 taxes. So they're doing it everywhere. They're going by counties, and 55 of California's 58 counties qualify for the federal agency announcement thing. So I'm not sure what's going on in other states. I don't know how many people, unless they're really, I don't know. I don't know how many people haven't done their taxes yet. But for last year, which was due on April 15th. Another misleading headline by the leftist mainstream media. And it was pulled from a mainstream media outlet, which is going to remain nameless. Okay, LinkedIn. Everybody know what LinkedIn is? It's sort of like Facebook but for professionals and stuff. LinkedIn lays off hundreds as tech cuts continue to hit the San Francisco Bay Area. And let's see how many people are getting laid off from that company. And part of the layoffs is because California is screwing over businesses. That's why so many are leaving the state and heading elsewhere, like Texas, and a bunch headed up to Washington. But some of them are now vacating Washington because Washington's following California's lead with screwing over businesses. Okay, LinkedIn announced Monday it's cutting almost 700 jobs as the 2023's onslaught of tech layoffs continue in the Bay Area. The 668 positions being eliminated include engineering, product, talent, and finance roles, according to the employment-focused social media platform. We are adapting our organizational structure and streamlining our decision-making, cutting the fat on at some levels. We are continuing to invest in strategies for our future, paying off the shareholders, to ensure we can deliver value to our members, shareholders, and customers. The Sunnyvale-based company said in a news release, a memo to workers published in full by CNBC. Leadership said cuts include 388 engineering jobs, 137 engineering management roles, and 38 product positions. The memo noted the need to restructure and improve agility and transparency and efficiency. The cut affects over 3% of LinkedIn's 20,000 workers. So if a company's laying off 3% going into the fall, that's bad news. You can expect more coming after the first of the year. All right, so let me get back out of that one. And here's one just shocks me so bad. Hey, Chipper, how's it going? All right, so this one shocks me. I mean, I just can't believe this one. You're like, you can't believe it. Yeah. Violent crime spikes in California while falling in the rest of the nation, the FBI reports. Gee, with all the crap they're doing, allowing people to get away with in California, it's society's issue. This person's being a bad person, and we're not going to prosecute him. Now everybody thinks they can get away with anything they want, so no wonder crime is spiking. Hey, Lori, Prairie Rider, Lori. Hey, Joe Primal, how's it going? All right, so violent crime spikes in California while falling nationwide, FBI report. Both violent crime and property crime spiked in California, according to a new report from the FBI. California violent crime was up 3.7% in 2022. California even has violent crime rates drop across in California as violent crimes rate drops across the country. Nationally, violent crime rate was down 1.7%. I'm sorry, I just read the rest of that. I'm going to have to read this again. Nationally, violent crime was down slightly, by 1.7% to pre-pandemic levels, according to the 2022 Crime in the Nation report from the FBI. Looks like I froze. Okay. At the same time, property crimes, especially auto theft, rose considerably by 7.1% nationally and 7.6% in California. Gee, I wonder why. If you have a car that's clunking out on you, and a new car costs, upwards of $70,000 for some of these. If you need a pickup or something, and those now are running, used ones from 4 years ago are, $60,000, $70,000. New ones are over $100,000. Yeah, people are going to go out and steal them, use them for a little bit, and then dump them. Notable trends show the spike in gun violence among juveniles. Yeah, because their parents ain't spanking their butts, and they think they can get away with anything. An increase in hate crimes, especially targeting Jews. Geez, they told the Palestinians they could do whatever they want, and didn't stop them when they were rioting and breaking and causing stuff. So now they're never mind. Sorry, got to get off of that high horse. Spike in carjackings, increased crimes committed by groups. Duh, that's what I just said. Antifa and some other screwball ones that have been listed as terrorist organizations by Homeland Security and the FBI. But hey, certain states and stuff. Oh, we can't arrest them. We got to arrest the ones standing up to them. However, in the past, Snapshot of Crime has been criticized as missing data from some of the country's largest cities, including New York and Los Angeles. Weren't included into it. Gee, I wonder why. See, Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, Detroit, Seattle, San Francisco, all missing their data. Didn't report it to the FBI in time. So, I can just see if California's all of California's numbers were in there, it'd be a lot higher. So, anyways, that's the violent crime report for California as opposed to the rest of the nation. But you can count on one thing for sure: if it's going south in California, it's going to spread to other blue states very quickly, and then slowly bleed over into the red states. And this is an interesting one, which is I think their test failed. Headline: Millions to get phone alert Thursday for CA earthquake test. Well, my wife didn't get it. My son didn't get it. I didn't get it, and I still have it. My cell phone is still listed as a California number. My daughter didn't get it. Her phone is still listed as a California number. So I guess their test failed. Yeah. It was if your phone alerts you about an earthquake in San Francisco Thursday morning, don't worry. It's just a test. And let's see. The MyShake application test was supposed to occur at 10:19 this morning, which would have been 11:19 for me. My phone didn't go off. So I was browsing over it. Yeah. All right. Users will receive several warnings for the test, which will go out to people in California, Oregon, and Washington. Yeah. And they're talking about the Great Shake drill coming up. Yeah. And they still can't get the numbers right here. The likelihood of a 7.0 major earthquake causing serious damage in the next 30 years is 46% in the Los Angeles area and 51% in the San Francisco Bay Area. They're quoting numbers from 25 years ago, because when I retired, it was the chance of a major earthquake in the next 30 years for Los Angeles was at 98%. 98% chance of a 7.0 earthquake in the San Francisco area. I mean, the Los Angeles area. And it was 99% for the San Francisco Bay Area. These guys reporting old data. Jeez. They want to warn people, but they don't want to give them the truth. All right, that's my news. That's my news rant here. Yeah. So the reason I like to do this is just to give you guys a heads up, because as the crap hits out all the hard workers in California, so it follows for the rest of the nation over the next several years. So. I gotta hydrate. I don't know how many people are subscribed to Wayne's channels, Becoming Dangerous and Ungrateful Peasant. And I believe it was on Ungrateful Peasant. He's posted a couple videos while he's been driving the last couple days. And the one is, you know, if you have a chance to get out and get ammo before price goes up, do it. That's all I'm going to say on that one. If you want to know more information, head over to the Wayne's channel, the Ungrateful Peasant, and look for that video. It came out in the last couple days. If somebody here, it's a moderator, which is just about everybody here, someone wants to jump over there and to Wayne's channel and see if they can find the link to that video and put it in the chat, I appreciate it. Let's see. Lori, I just got Lori's comment here off video she just watched. I got ads all day for your uploads I watched today. That was on Camp Benton Family Compound. Yeah, they're finally showing ads on my videos again. I went for like 3 months there, and all my friends were saying, we're not seeing any ads. And I was getting 0 or 1 or 2 cents a day for all the videos I was putting out earlier. And now at least they're showing up here again. All right, thanks, Gare. And Gear's in the house. Woo! All right, that should be the link to the Wayne's Ungrateful Peasant channel. You can go there and you can check out the check out for that video. All righty. Oh, so anybody in the side chat here, and those listening, you can just, you know, if you're lurking, let's see, where is it here? There it is. Lurking is fine, but please check in, get a hit of thumbs up. You know, just say I'm lurking, like Phelan did and Chipper did. They said they're lurking, and they hit the thumbs up. That way, their view time counts. Otherwise, the AI's new programming says, "Oh, it must be a watch bot," so we're not going to count it. Yeah. So where was I going with this here before I got distracted? Squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. Okay, yeah. Everybody that's in the chat here, if you are planning on growing anything edible indoors, put a 1 up. If you're not planning, put a 2 up. So 1, you're going to grow something edible indoors. 2, if you're not. Put a 3 up if you're going to be growing something edible outdoors, but not indoors. So 1, you're going to grow something indoors. 2, you're not going to grow anything indoors. 3, you're going to grow something outdoors. 1, 1, 1. I know Howie is going to be 1. Howie's indoors is a food forest. So Shawnee, Lori, Howie. Gear 1.5. CR says free. Howie does one. Howie said 1 and 3. Steph says 1. And Lori's going bye-bye. Good night, Lori. CR says one. And hang on, what does this say here? I got to read this here. A survey from Idaho Power. In this month's survey, we're asking your opinions about energy company efforts to reduce wildfire risk, including through the use of public safety power shutoffs. Yeah, no. That is, to me, that would get I hate that idea. Tell the tree huggers to go hug a rock and get out there and trim the right-of-ways. Okay, let's see, get back down here. I saw something. Moon is in the house. Hey, Moon. Okay, so, and Moon threw up the stove, the Gray Man shadow, the Gray Man desert, the survivalist, the it's time Patriot, and then the DHS, and then Sarah. All right, let's see, get back here to the beginning here, back down to the caught up here. Yeah, I mean, it's like in California, they tried it in California, and they were able to tell who was the snowflake tree huggers and who were the ones with common sense that were just tired of the snowflake tree huggers causing problems. Because the snowflake tree huggers were saying, you need to bury all of your lines no matter what it costs. And the others were saying, no, you need to trim your right of ways back to the way you were doing it 20 years ago or 40 years ago. Yeah. Anyways, so I'm getting ready here to prep my shop for winter. I'm redoing the electrical on it for all the lights, so they're wired right, and I'm setting them up so I can add extra lights up there after everything's in. I got these real cool lights that are LED with a short cord on them. So I'm putting instead of a screw-in socket, I'm putting a bunch of plug sockets. And that way I can just hang up the lights and I can move the lights around to where they are needed to illuminate the shop. And I got 12 of these double light units. And then I got a couple other ones that I can put up there as well. Regular shop lights that I've had, LED shop lights I had from before. So I should be able to switch, make it. I can see everything pretty good. Oh, now I can really see everything. Flip. Oh, now I can count the specks of dirt on the floor. So I'm going to have it set up so I have, turn on banks of lights at a time depending on what I'm working on. Because this old man's eyes need bright light to see things now. Back when I was a teenager, I had excellent night vision. Now my night vision has gone. I need extra light. If I want to pull a splinter out, I got to get several lights on my finger and double glasses on so I can see what's in there so I can pull it out. And so, boom. All right, just keeping up on everybody there. What else here? Guys, what's on your mind? So that explains Saturday's topic. What did I put out for Saturday? I think it's a power outage. Yeah. And I am going to be harping on power things for the next month or so. I was given some information and I can't say much about it. And they said it was included in my old non-disclosure stuff because where I got it from, and they sent it to me by accident, and they said, "Oh, you're still cutting." They realized that if it's fired back, hey, you can't talk about this much. You can't give any details. So I can't give details, but I can give hints. So I'm going to give hints for the next several weeks because, yeah, all right. Use your mind. Look at the clues I'm giving. and try to figure out what I'm trying to tell you without getting myself in trouble. Oh, by the way, a week from tomorrow, the 27th, make sure I got my dates right here. 27th, tomorrow's the 20th. Yeah, 27th on Camp Patton Family Compound. It's already in the works. I already got the StreamYard program. It's already showing up on YouTube. If you look for it, and you go to the Camp Patton Family Compound channel, click on live streams. It should be booted up in there as coming as future. Should be. Sometimes it doesn't do it right away. But I have a special guest coming on there, Dr. Paula Ruffin. She was over on TEDx in Detroit. And so she's coming on to talk to us about health, nutrition, things we need to change up in, diet-wise and stuff for the winter, and including vitamins. So she'll be here next, not tomorrow, the next Friday on Camp Patton Family Compound. And I'm going to do a simulcast here on Gray Man Prepping. It's going to be like the last one I did with Doc Bones and Nurse Amy when I had Dave and Bruce up here, one monitoring one channel, one monitoring the other channel, and doing feeding me the questions. So that's what's coming up here in 8 days. So I'm going to run that on both channels, just to make sure everybody gets it. Okay, what does it say? Until they tell me how many wildfires happened, where the wildfire, and how many acres, and how many structures destroyed, I will not believe in shutting down electricity. Yeah, and especially when I found out about how some of the responses are to some of the fires, certain agencies, I'm dancing around this one, folks, have been slow in their response because somebody above them at the state level told them, no, feds are handling it. Oh, wait a minute, that's your area. Go ahead and handle it now. Yeah. Yes, Howie. And we've been emailing. She talked about you, and she talked about Courtney. And so, yes, she'll be here. It's going to be a late night for her, but she doesn't have anything to do Friday morning because she's back east. So, Saturday morning. So we picked Friday. Oh yeah, they've been trying to do this in California for a long time. Like I said, what happens in California spreads to the states, and we wound up getting several left-wing nuts disguising themselves as Republicans into office this year. And we got one that stayed, our governor, who is definitely left-wing idiot. Yeah. So, all right. So what else is coming up here? That good news. Okay, everybody knows I changed the levels on the channel memberships. I added the survival level, and you can go over there to the. Actually, I think it's still showing up. Hang on, let me look here. It's back about. So on the 10th, so there's if you look at our videos, you go back to the 10th. Published date on the 10th is the video talking a little bit about the changes there. All righty, and head back up here. Let's see if someone else put something to pop in. I just got a spam email. Welcome to Haystack News. And where's that from? Haystack News. Doesn't say. I'm going to spam it. report spam because I did not request them to send me stuff. And yeah. Oh, let's see. Most people will just go along. They'll say, yeah, I will sacrifice my electricity if it saves the forest over there, with no evidence that it was necessary. Exactly. I mean, they get a slight breeze in California. Oh, we got to shut off the power now because the slight breeze may blow the lines when the one's 40 miles an hour doesn't make them make contact. And then they were saying a whole bunch of the fires in California Northern California were caused by PG&E power lines. And then they found, oh, wait a minute, these were arson. But we're not going to say anything now. They tried to cover up the fact that it was arson, still tried to blame PG&E. All right, Howie, let me throw that up here anyway. So, yeah, find some winter squash seeds. And that's what we're talking about tomorrow on Camp Patton Family Compound is more squash, please. We're going to talk about squash and how great it is. So those of you that are real squash enthusiasts, if you want to come up, let me know, and I'll send you the link beforehand. No, the lines that they're talking about, these are the big, huge monster, ones up in the air where the lines are like that big around, and they have to be so far apart from each other, otherwise they arc and stuff. And when they try to bury them, they have to put them in insanely thick PVC pipes so they don't short out. And this is out in the country. This is in the city. Yeah, they bury them in the city. But California you can drive for 2 hours and not see a city, and you'll see the lines going. And the lines go on not only east to west, they go north to south. So you're driving down Interstate 5 or US 99. You'll drive 4 hours down there, and you'll see all sorts of power lines running. It's cost prohibitive to put them under the ground. And because when they're underground, they can't inspect them. And when they're up in the air, they are inspected. They have the helicopters fly by with all the scanners and stuff on them, and the infrared and stuff, and they scan them. Anything shows a slight spike, then they put an insulated man out there on it to do a close inspection of it. Yeah, long distance transmission lines for the power. Because, all right, some of the power coming to California comes from the Hoover Dam, from the Glen Canyon Dam, which is, how to show it. Hang on a second. Let me just show it to you. That's probably the easiest way to do it. Show it where it's at here. Put that over here. Glen Canyon Dam. Boom. Come on. There it is. Is that it? There we go. Boom. And it's coming up here slowly. Okay, so Glen Canyon Dam is over here by Lake Powell and Page. So there's the Glen Canyon Dam. Watch that red dot there. Let me move it over here. All right, so this dotted line here is the Arizona Utah border, and it's halfway between Nevada and Four Corners with Colorado and Wyoming. So it's halfway across the state of Arizona. Then down here, and they have lines that run all the way down to Phoenix, and they have lines that run all the way into California and run up California all the way up to Sacramento and San Francisco. Then down here, come on, we have Hoover Dam. There's Hoover Dam down by Las Vegas, and it has more lines coming over here into Los Angeles and up the Central Valley here to Northern California, because California eliminated 90% of their hydroelectric plants. Yep, you can bring your own squash with you, Howie. But yeah, so you're talking about, all right, from San Francisco here down to Los Angeles is 400 and some odd miles. And if you're driving down to the Central Valley, you'll see power lines on both sides of 99, both sides of 5. There are power lines running over here down US 1, and there's power lines running up through the foothills of the Sierra Nevada mountains here. So yeah, there's a lot of power lines over there. Yeah, exactly. People need to complain and protest and say, no, we don't want you to do that. Thing is, Steph was over in Western Idaho under Idaho Power. I'm in Eastern Idaho under Rocky Mountain Power. I've been waiting for Rocky Mountain Power to put out a survey, but I haven't gotten anything. And I told my wife, if she gets an email on it, take the survey and just, no, we don't, make sure she's, a negative on them, shutting any power off. Yeah. Yeah. There are some things coming out as far as power goes for the off-grid stuff. Unfortunately, stupid places like California froze here. Stupid places like California have passed laws saying, oh, you can't go off the grid. You got to still be connected. You want solar. Your solar's got to be interconnected with the grid. And so I do know some people, I'm not going to say who've put in their own solar system, put in a second breaker box in the back of the house, and only have, a couple of circuits still on the meter, so the meter's barely turning around, and it takes all day to go around once or twice, and they're drawing everything off the solar in the back, and they're still getting huge bills because, we got to charge you delivery fees, all these other fees and stuff, even though you're not using but 10 or 5 kilowatts for the month. One guy actually turned his off for 2 months, and they still sent him high bills. And he goes, "Why are you sending these bills? I'm not using electricity. There's no transmission usage." And he made them rescind the bills because, hey, no usage. You can't charge for transmission fees because there was no electricity transmitted. Yes. Folks, all right, so I'm going to touch a little bit on it here. Something's going to happen this winter, especially for Southern California, which is supposed to have a wetter winter, and into Phoenix, and on across into Albuquerque, and into Texas, and down into Fort Worth and Dallas, and up in Oklahoma City are supposed to be wetter this year, and then over into Louisiana and stuff. This winter is supposed to be a wetter winter. And so they're going to have problems. I'm just dancing around something here. Everything I just told you is you can find those on YouTube channels. So the weather guys are showing the weather maps and every stuff and all the projections from NOAA and other sources as well. Northern California and Southern Oregon are going to be a little bit warmer and drier. Washington is going to be a little bit cooler and wetter. Northern Idaho, Montana, cooler and wetter. Wyoming and Colorado and Utah, a little bit warmer, possibly drier. And then once it hits, I'm sorry, I look at most of the western states. So that's where I'm at. Nebraska is going to be a little bit warmer and drier. South Dakota is supposed to be a little bit warmer and drier. South Dakota and North Dakota, Minnesota, and Michigan, Wisconsin are supposed to be wetter and cooler. And they're just saying the New England states are going to be wetter as well. And so that's the kind of stuff they're doing. But one of the things you can expect a possibility of somebody doing something in those wetter areas. Oh, this substation got flooded out and we had to turn off the power. That's a possibility I see. Yeah, it's just barely warmer and drier for southern Idaho. And the angle, it's kind of an angle heading from west to east, as it drops down a little bit. So where I'm at over here by Idaho Falls, we're flipping the coin. It's like, okay, Rexburg's north of us. They're probably going to be right slightly into the cooler and a little bit wetter. Pocatello is supposed to be warmer and drier. Idaho Falls in the middle there. Okay, we're flipping the coin and see which way we go. There was some NOAA, NOAA projection charts out. There are several weather channels, and I forgot to save. I just go. They just pop up in my when I open up YouTube. Just go to open up YouTube, and you have the recommendation page there. They were popping up in there, so I was looking at some of those, and for the most part, they were kind of green on the general pattern work, but as going into December and January. And then as they got into February, they got the channels saying, I think it's going to go this way. Other ones go, no, I think it's going to go that way. But I will throw something up here for you guys. Let me get my, where is it here? I got to open up two things. There's that one. Open a new tab. And this one here is that one. Open a new tab. And then this one here. That one there, open a new tab. Okay, they're moving slow. All right. And of course, they're playing games with me right now. That one loaded, that one loaded. Weather Street, Google is blocking Weather Street, saying it's taken too long for it to respond. And Weather Street earlier today responded fairly quickly. And so I'll just show the other ones here. All right, so we have, this is Ventusky. This one you can look at temperature, and you can set how far above the ground you want to go to it. 2 meters above ground. You can go perceived temperature, precipitation, radar showing cloud, weather, rain, clouds, wind speeds, wind gusts, air pressures, thunderstorms, humidity, snow cover, etc. And you can see the way patterns of stuff, temperatures and winds are moving. So let's go for check the wind speed here particularly. So this is 10 meters above ground. That's 30 feet. That's what the weather patterns are looking like at 30 feet. So at 300 feet. It's going to do a second here to do it. And it's increasing speed here. It's increasing a little bit speed around as we go up. And let's take it up to 250 meters. And as it reprograms, oh, this storm over here really picked up speed. 64 miles, 63, 64, 67. And we're looking at the numbers here as it jumps in ups and down as you get into the hole and stuff, and up around. But yeah, there's some 67 miles an hour feeding it, some 60s there. This over here is at 44, blowing up into up there to the Canada and the lower tips of Alaska. And so you got the weather's coming down from up here, 28 miles an hour. Coming in off the Atlantic here, 46 miles an hour, 48 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour into northern Canada. And if we go up higher, get closer up there to the change. Oh, wow. We're at 72, 73. So wind speed's up a little bit higher there. 53. No, it's not 58. No, 48. 52. So as you go up and down on this, you can check the and they got an app for your phone too, according to CR. But this, let me go back to the home page here. Weather. All right, so this is the link I'll give you here. This is the main page here. And that should load up just now. If you guys want to, save this, to your favorites, so you can check out, see what weather patterns up and down are looking at. Then another one here, windy.com. And you can move the states around, move things around to see what things are blowing. And they have their controls over here on the right side. And it gives temperatures out there right now as well. And then you got your wind pattern going on. So this is another one. This is there's the other one. And Weather Street still isn't loading. They don't want to show that one. Weather Street has always been my go-to for showing the jet stream. Let me go ahead and close those there and see bandwidth for it. Now it's doing that, so I'm going to do this again. Weather. Because Weather Street will show you a 10-day projection of everything. Yeah, they're playing games with because it's probably showing something contrary to what they're saying. Yeah. So there we go. The jet stream will drop next week, CR says. Yeah, it's going to, it's been straightening out a little bit here, but I'm not sure. I'm going to try going at it a different way through a different browser here. But I was just looking at it. I looked at it this morning and looking at it a couple of days ago, and I wasn't having this problem. So, yeah, they are blocking Weather Street on all the browsers I'm trying to get through on it on. Oh well. So. Anyway, so there are ways to prepare for power outages, and we'll talk about it more on Saturday. But a simple one, probably the cheapest way to go, is you can order a a 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery with a charger, or get the 200 amp hour one with a charger. You get yourself a 1500 watt or a 2000 watt inverter, and you just kind of hook it up, and you can plug things into it that you need to plug into as needed. And unless you're expecting the power to be out for a while, this works great for short 12-hour, 13-hour outages, because as soon as the power comes back on, it starts charging back the battery back up. But it gives you something to keep your chest freezer, your refrigerator cool during the power outage. And if you get a couple 100-watt solar panels, just you can set up in the, right outside the door or whatever, run a cord in to charge up the battery as well. That'll extend your time quite a bit. Yeah. All right. So what's coming up here? All right. So tomorrow night, Friday night on the homestead on Camp Patton Family Compound is More Squash, Please. And for someone who grew up not liking squash, to be talking about getting squash, there's got to be an important reason. Saturday is long-term power outage, surviving a long-term power outage. And we're not talking like we were before, where it's 300-mile area. We're talking about your small 10-mile area is out. You can drive to the store, get gas, you can go around elsewhere, but where you're at, your house is going to be out of power for a long time, because for some reason the transmission lines coming to your substation are down and the substation burnt up. So we're going to talk about that. Monday on Camp Patton Family Compound on the Monday Night Fireside Chat is Vacation from the Homestead. Those that have animals and crops and stuff and big gardens to take care of, what do you do when you want to go on a vacation? So we're going to be talking options and stuff to do on that. Tuesday, Tactical Tuesday here in Gray Man Prepping. I am starting the $50 food challenge. Okay, so come check that one out. That's going to be on Tactical Tuesday, the $50 food challenge. Then next Gray Man Prepping next week, and then next Friday, not tomorrow, the next Friday is Dr. Paula Ruffin. Okay. And I'm tired, guys. I was up at 4:30 this morning, and it's now 11 o'clock my time. And I had to go up to Home Depot. Gee, I'm going to fall asleep here. Up to Home Depot. My 90 sheets of 7/16 OBS, and getting it delivered on Saturday. And so I can start. And I also picked up a couple of things of insulation, and so I'm going to start I'm going to finish insulating the walls in the one section, then do the roofs, then move on to the main section, move shelving around. It's going to take me probably till Christmas to get the shop fully insulated and everything done. So you guys will have fun. You've seen all these little clips popping up of me trying to put sheets up on the ceiling by myself and having fun. And so, so that's what I'm doing here, and that's why I'm so tired. I got a bunch of supplies today, and then I was out on the ladder in the shop pulling out old wire, the badly wired wiring, and rewiring new stuff. And so, yeah. And I appreciate everybody out there. I appreciate the channel members and everybody in here tonight, and your comments. And so hopefully I'll see you all tomorrow over on Camp Patton Family Compound at 10 o'clock Eastern for More Squash, Please. All right. See you all later.